A huge amount of Gardaí got in contact with me. If you're a guard, you can't protest, you can't do anything because of the nature of the jobs that you have. So how many of these people they can put into towns and villages without drastically altering the dynamics of that town and village?
You have so many asylum seekers in these hotel rooms that they're losing quite literally half of their business because there's nobody coming into places like Kerry to use them. Has this affected you? Is this something that you've seen frontline on the ground?
When this all started about 3 years ago, and I turned around and went, the population of Killarney has increased by about 12% in the last 3-4 months. I said, is that not ringing any alarm bells for anybody? And this is like summertime. And in the winter, a lot of these hotels would close down. And I went, this could climb a hell of a lot higher. And if that happens, well, then we have a huge problem going on in the country. And again, I was called every name under the sun. I just kept saying, look, it's not my fault I can spot a trend before you. 100% blame lies with the government for their ridiculous policies. And Killarney went up to about an increase of about 40% of its population within 8 months. It doesn't take a genius to figure out how much that's going to really affect the town and village. And then the basic laws of economics kick in. So you've got supply and demand. So we now have less rooms in the town for tourism. So the prices go up because there's still the same amount of people looking to come into the town, which means those who are coming are paying more for their accommodation. So they have less money to spend on the high street. So then you see the bars, the restaurants, the Jarvies, the knick-knack shops. All of a sudden, they're the ones who suffer purely because of what a government did, because nobody had the balls to turn around and go, whoa, stop. This is enough, which is exactly what Simon Harris is saying now. 20,000, it's too many. We should we told you this 3 years ago, Simon, and you just label us every kind of name under the sun. A huge amount of Gardaí got in contact with me. If you're a guard, you can't protest, you can't do anything because of the nature of the jobs that you have. But you can protest this way because there's nobody looking at you in a ballot box. We're deliberately getting off our chair to go out and spoil our vote. The government are a lot of things. Stupid is not one of them. They will see that a big percentage of Catherine Connolly's were also a spoil vote because that was going against the government too. And everybody who wanted to but didn't come out and do it. So that number of around 215,000 is far greater, and they know that. So you can have whatever presidential candidate you want as long as it's one of the ones we tell you. As I said, it's like the Henry Ford. You can have whatever color car you want as long as it's black. We're not the ones setting precedent. The only ones who are doing that is the government by thinking they can get away with this. Don't ever forget what Leo Varadkar said. Nobody gets to veto who comes into their town or village except for him, because he'll say, no, they're going in there and deal with it. You've treated us like absolute imbeciles for way too long. And this is our way of now showing you just how many of us are dissatisfied with what you're doing.